And it goes a little something like.
Hi guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. I am Amira, and this is my channel, Looking Through Amira, where we tap into our innermost creative badass and create the life of our dreams, even if on a dime. All right guys, so on the agenda today, I actually got a request from one of the viewers. My inbox is always open for suggestions and ideas, and she was asking when I was gonna do another little like boho interior DIY project. Just thinking about it, and I was like, maybe I should do like the 3 easiest macrame hangings that I can come up with. Actually, this is probably like the easiest interior DIY project you can do because it's literally just knotting yarn. So I ended up coming up with 3 projects that are super simple, and even though I wanted to do like a 5-minute version of each thing, first I had to go way bigger than that. So no, they're not just 5 minutes, but they're still super easy to do, and they are quick, but just not 5 minutes. But I'm excited to show them to you. Without further ado, let's jump right into it. Here are my 3 easy DIY macrame hangings. Alright guys, so I'm not joking when I talk about how easy these are, and I'm actually going to start with the easiest one. But the first one's just going to be like your basic kind of macrame hanger. What you're going to need for this is just like a variation of yarn and string, macrame and jute if you want jute. And keep in mind, texture is like a really big thing in this project. So if you wanted to get yarn that's a little crinkly, or if you wanted the jute to be kind of curly, that's all super helpful. I need some wooden beads, and tacky glue is optional, and then any kind of like piece of driftwood or branch is gonna be awesome. So for some reason I'm having trouble coming up with words to describe this, but what you're gonna wanna do is basically get a little piece of macrame or jute, and we're gonna set up the hooks to hang it. Hooks, or like the string hooks. I always just put a little bit of tacky glue on the end of my driftwood, and I start wrapping the end of it a lot. Wrap, and then I do like kind of a loop up, like an extra loop, and that's gonna be the loop that I actually tie the other string to hang it up. Hopefully that makes some sense because it's really hard for me to explain. Hopefully the video footage will make it make a little more sense. We're done getting the like hang up portion settled, then we're gonna go cut about 30 pieces of string. Now the length of the string depends on how long you actually want your macrame, but what you need to keep in mind is that we're actually hanging it folded in half. So if you want your macrame to be 4 feet long, then you need to cut an 8-foot piece of string. Yes, and I love my macrame to hang really long, so I'm kind of just measuring the length of the table, and I'm doing like twice that each time because you want everything to be pretty even. So then you're gonna do this really simple loop knot where you have your long piece of yarn, right? And it's folded in half, and you're gonna take it behind the wood and loop it up around, and then you're gonna take the ends of the yarn and basically just feed it through the loop where it's folded in half, and you just pull tight. And guys, that's literally the extent of this tutorial. You're gonna do that for all the pieces of string, and you're gonna do it for as long as you want down the piece of driftwood. You have all your string just knotted on there, then you're gonna go in and add your braids and your knots, and you can like braid different strings, you can knot different strings, you can knot single strings, double strings, you can add your wood beads as well, and really just you know, add texture to it and make it look more of the raggedy, like boho textured kind of look. Then I go and trim the bottom a bit, and you can trim it to your liking. You know, it's kind of cool to have it look kind of jagged and raggy. I actually take it a step further than that, and I take a little dog comb and I really like brush through it to make it look just really worn at the bottom. I untangle the macrame, brush through it, I back comb it, and I just want it to look like that really, what am I looking for? Like that really rustic kind of vibe. And there you have it. And this actually turned out to be my absolute favorite out of the set of 3 that I did. And I'm surprised I haven't done this before. And I'm even thinking about actually giving it as a gift. I think I'm gonna give it as a gift. I'm gonna give it to someone, but I'm just not sure who yet. Alright guys, so the next project is just gonna be like a variation of the first project, just a little tweak. I was gonna cut a moon out of cardboard and spray paint it, and then kind of like repeat the first steps to hang macrame, so it'd be like a really dope little moon macrame hanging. The cardboard, I decided to go with some poster board that I had at my house, and that's the part that I would tell you guys, don't follow my lead. Don't use poster board, use actual cardboard, because the poster board just like bends and dents too much if you're trying to cut it out. So you can kind of see my struggle here, but my trick to making moons, really weird, my trick to making moons, use a bowl or like anything big and round you have, and I kind of just line it up and use the curves and like scoot it over and kind of connect the curves. I'm gonna cut it out to the best of my ability. Like I said, don't use poster board, use like a cardboard, because it's just is so difficult to cut. Done cutting out the moon, then take it outside and give it a spray paint of your choice. Actually had it matte black, so I decided to go with that. Actually going to be using the same steps as the first project, except for this one, we're actually going to be cutting out a piece of wire instead of obviously a stick. So we cut out a piece of wire that is the exact length of where we want it to go on the back of the moon. I'm actually going to do this 2 times, so cut out 2 pieces of wire. You're going to cut out as many pieces of the macrame, yarn, jute as you want at the length that you want. And we're basically going to just repeat the same steps, except for we're going to knot it onto the wire. We're done knotting it and our moon is nice and dry from the spray paint. Then we're gonna actually grab our hot glue guns and we're gonna just glue it onto the back of the moon. This is when I decided that just one piece of wired macrame wasn't gonna be enough. And so I actually repeated that step to make another one, and I kind of staggered it on top and just glued it right above the first one. To make my own like homemade DIY hook. You guys could probably make one way better, but you might also have to play around with the location of it. Hard to figure out the balance of the moon to get it to like hang straight. So I tried it 2 different times, and what I essentially did was just got wire and kind of made a loop out of it, and then I like basically just hot glued it to the back of it, and that was like my DIY like photo frame hook holder. So you guys might have to play around as well with like the location of it to just make sure that everything hangs evenly and balanced. And once all of that is good to go, then you just go back in, same thing, add your knots, braids, beads, tangles, all the good stuff, and that is it. You have your moon macrame hanging. Alright guys, so the third project is going to be just a really cute little feather macrame wall hanging. We're basically going to repeat the steps for macrame hanging number 1 in terms of we're just going to put some tacky glue on the end of the driftwood. And I don't think I mentioned this, but if you guys don't have like driftwood specifically, you can use like any branch. Like you can literally walk in your backyard and like find a cool branch and like use that and we're good. But we're gonna wrap the driftwood in your choice of jute or macrame, literally the same thing as tutorial number 1. Then we're gonna cut 3 pieces of macrame, and these are gonna be the spines of the feather. So these need to be about a little over 2 feet long each. Obviously you can change that, you can do them as long as you want. So we're gonna cut the spines and then we're gonna knot it exactly like we did the other pieces of macrame. This part might get a little confusing, but the next thing we're gonna wanna do is cut 24, I'd say about 5-inch pieces of yarn in macrame. Now macrame is definitely the easiest. I'm not sure if I like the way the yarn turned out, but you're welcome to try it. Definitely 24 pieces of 5-inch macrame. Now this part can get a little bit confusing because the knot is kind of crazy. You have 2 options. You can knot it how we've been doing on the driftwood and just kind of do like the loop around and like the tail through the loop. You can do that and kind of switch off which direction you go, or you can do this more advanced knot where you have like a loop, you put it under, take another loop, go under the loop, over the spine, and back under. If that makes sense, it's very hard for me to explain in a video. I'll see if there's like some kind of like, on a poster tutorial or something that I can like insert right here to help you guys out. It is easy, it just takes a minute to like get used to that kind of knot. done doing all of those knots, then you're gonna go through and actually trim the edges. It's just way quicker if you trim it first. So trim it kind of in the shape of like a feather or like a really long U where it kind of tapers off at the bottom. I go through and untangle all the macrame first, and I even did it with the yarn in this one. Then I take my same little dog brush and brush through it, and it just makes it a little poofier, froofier, fluffier. I don't know what word you want, but it just brushes it out and kind of gives it that feather effect. The white yarn got almost like too fluffy, right? Like I was like, I don't know if this looks good because it's like too fluffy. And just like knocked out the second and third ones for you guys. Just did macrame on these ones because it's just a little more simple. I didn't want it to be too much with the yarn, but if you like that look, then go ahead and use some yarn as well. So I like the way that the feather macrame turned out as well. I definitely think the first one is my favorite, but all three turned out pretty good, and they were all super easy and basic, so I hope you guys enjoyed them.
Took my love and I took it down. Climbed a mountain and turned around. And I saw my reflection.
Enjoyed today's video. Maybe you drew some inspiration. You're feeling a little extra creative. I do hope that you guys have some time to do some DIYs and crafting projects over the, the next couple weeks with Christmas time. It's like the best crafting time there is anyways, right? So I know I'm always doing like special DIYs right before Christmas, so I hope you guys have some similar plans. If you enjoyed this video, if you would give me a thumbs up, that means the world to me. Please comment below and let me know who you are, let me know who's watching, so that I can feel like I know the people who watch my videos. Or if you're new here, just say hello, that'd be awesome. Also, if you guys would subscribe and help out a young YouTuber, that is a tremendous help to me. It helps me grow, and in return you'll be getting DIYs, furniture flips, and lifestyle and wellness tips. So that's all I have for you guys today. I don't know if I'll be back next week. I'm headed to Montana to enjoy a white Christmas. It'll be a lot of fun, and I hope that you guys have some plans that you're looking forward to as well. I'll be seeing you guys in the next week or two. I will be back, but in the meantime, if you guys would just love hard, be a light, and always have a little faith in your future. See you guys then. Bye.